When Top Gun was released in 1986, it became an instant classic. With its iconic soundtrack, heart-pounding aerial dogfights, and charismatic performances by Tom Cruise, Kelly McGillis, and Val Kilmer, it became one of the most beloved action movies of all time. But while audiences were blown away by the movie, it seems that even the stars of the film, especially Tom Cruise, have some deep reflections on their time making the movie. Cruise recently shared a huge mistake made during filming, one that wasn't obvious to viewers but deeply impacted the production. What exactly went wrong on set? Well, let's take a deep dive into the behind-the-scenes drama and the revelations that Cruise himself has recently shared. Top Gun was a turning point for Tom Cruise. The movie propelled him from a rising star to one of Hollywood's biggest names. It also solidified the 80s action movie genre, setting the bar high for films involving military aviation, camaraderie, and adrenaline-pumping sequences. The film's central character, Maverick, played by Cruise, was both a cocky, rebellious pilot and someone with a deeply vulnerable side, a balance that Cruise managed to bring to life with such charisma that it resonated with fans around the globe. As for the iconic tagline, "I feel the need for speed," it became instantly recognizable.
I feel the need for speed.
Adding to the film's impact in popular culture. The storyline of Top Gun follows Maverick, a young Navy pilot, as he undergoes training at the elite Top Gun fighter school. Along the way, he must face off with rival pilots, grapple with personal loss, and find his way to self-discovery while maintaining the courage to fly at high speeds in life-or-death combat scenarios. The film was a commercial success, grossing over $350 million worldwide. But as with most productions of such magnitude, not everything went smoothly during the filming process. While Top Gun has become a cultural touchstone and is still one of the most iconic movies of the 80s, it wasn't immune to challenges during production. Tom Cruise, now one of the most well-known and respected actors in Hollywood, recently revealed a huge mistake that he and the filmmakers made during the movie's production that no one noticed at the time, but it left an imprint on the movie that even Cruise himself acknowledges. In a 2023 interview, Tom Cruise admitted that Top Gun had a glaring error during filming that affected some of the flight sequences.
Before we continue, have you ever wondered how action stars like Chuck Norris stay in shape in their old age? We were recently sent a video that he made, and we couldn't believe our eyes. At 85 years old, Chuck Norris is still staying active, working out, and kicking butt. What's even crazier is he says he still feels like he's in his 50s, with more strength and endurance than he had in his prime. He even has plenty of energy left over for his grandkids. He achieved all of this by making just one change, and after seeing his results, his wife started doing it too. She says she feels 10 years younger, her body is leaner, and she has energy that lasts all day. Chuck personally made a video that explains everything, which you can see at chuckdefense.com/facts, or by clicking the link below this video. You won't believe how simple his secret is. Just go to chuckdefense.com/facts or click on the link in the description, and it'll completely change the way you think about your health. At 85 years old, the legendary Chuck Norris has more energy than men half his age. Once he discovered the 3 things that sabotage our body as we age, he was able to find a solution that he now credits with transforming his health. See his method for yourself by clicking the link in the description below or visiting chuckdefense.com/facts.
The film's aerial combat scenes are among the most intense, thrilling, and technical parts of the movie. These dogfights, coupled with the detailed aerial maneuvers performed by the F-14 Tomcat fighters, were a highlight for many fans. However, Cruise revealed that despite their meticulous planning, they made an error that was hidden beneath the surface of the cinematic action. What was this huge mistake? Cruise mentioned that many of the aerial shots that appeared so seamless and realistic actually didn't adhere to the true technical rules of aviation. For example, during one of the movie's most iconic moments, when Maverick engages in a daring dogfight with enemy aircraft, Cruise admits that they made an error by performing aerial stunts that would have been impossible under actual flight conditions. This, of course, wasn't something audiences ever noticed because the movie was edited to look so flawless. But for someone like Cruise, who had spent a lot of time preparing for these scenes, it became clear that they had pushed the boundaries of aviation realism. Aerial dogfights in Top Gun were filmed with real F-14 Tomcats, and the actors even flew in the planes themselves. However, as Cruise notes, the way they executed certain maneuvers in the film wasn't technically accurate. For example, F-14s in real life couldn't perform some of the high-speed turns and stunts that were depicted in the film. This wasn't just a cinematic exaggeration. Some of the stunts were pure Hollywood magic, achieved through expert editing, clever camera angles, and special effects. However, for Tom Cruise, this mistake was more of a personal learning experience than a regret. The actor went on to describe how much he had learned about the intricacies of aviation while filming Top Gun. In a way, it was his dedication to realism and desire to make the most authentic film possible that led to this very realization. Despite the error, Cruise's passion for the craft was evident, and his commitment to working with real jets and pilots added to the authenticity of the experience, even if a few stunts were beyond what would be possible in real combat. Fast forward to the release of Top Gun Maverick in 2022, the highly anticipated sequel that took audiences back to the skies once again. The film was a box office hit, and many praised its use of real jets, high-octane action, and visual spectacle. This time, however, Cruise was much more involved in making sure everything was as authentic as possible. With his own deep understanding of aviation now, Cruise made sure that the aerial sequences in Top Gun Maverick adhered more closely to the true physics of flight. He even went so far as to personally train the cast, ensuring that they understood the nuances of flying and what it takes to maneuver a fighter jet in real-life conditions. One of the key differences in Top Gun Maverick was the use of IMAX cameras and in-cockpit footage, which allowed viewers to experience the thrilling dogfights from the perspective of the pilots themselves. For Cruise, this was the ultimate evolution of the Top Gun legacy. The mistakes of the past were acknowledged and corrected in the sequel, giving fans a new level of realism that was previously unimaginable. What makes Tom Cruise's revelation about Top Gun so interesting is not just the mistake itself, but how it reflects his growth as an actor and filmmaker. From the early days of Top Gun, Cruise was known for his intense commitment to his roles, often taking on physically demanding parts. But over the years, as he became more seasoned in the business, his understanding of filmmaking expanded, allowing him to take on new challenges. His passion for realism in his work has become legendary, whether it's performing his own stunts in the Mission Impossible series or ensuring that his Top Gun films stayed true to the real-life physics of aviation.
Out of missiles! Switching to guns!
Cruise's evolution as a filmmaker has led him to focus more on authenticity in his roles, even if it means making changes to things that once seemed perfect. His commitment to understanding the technical aspects of flying, combined with his work ethic, shows how far he's come since Top Gun was first released. What was once a huge mistake has now led to a deeper understanding of what it means to make a movie that resonates with both audiences and the people involved in its production. In the end, Tom Cruise's recent revelation about Top Gun and the mistake made during the film's production is just another reminder of how much goes into making a great movie. It's a testament to the dedication and passion that goes into filmmaking, and how even the biggest stars like Cruise are constantly learning and growing in their craft. What started as a mistake in the original film was transformed into a major strength in the 2022 sequel. For those of us who have been captivated by Top Gun for decades, it's thrilling to see that the legacy of the film is still alive and evolving. As we await more of Tom Cruise's thrilling action-packed films, it's clear that his journey as an actor and filmmaker is one filled with lessons, growth, and a deep commitment to creating the best films possible. What do you think? Do you think Top Gun would have been as successful if the dogfights had been depicted more realistically? Or do you think the exaggerated stunts added to the film's charm? Let's start a discussion in the comments below. And remember, no need to hit that subscribe button, just share your thoughts.